Jeppson FD Pro has a cool feature that allows you to export plotting information. This is all in XML format. I've been able to use some of that to do some cool stuff, but this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to double tap the CRF file. And this should load a full flight plan, including the ETOPS information and alternates, into Jepp FD Pro. Now, Jeppson 8.5 crashes a lot. That's another thing that needs to be worked out, of course. No app, no matter how cool the features are useful if it crashes. But here you go. Here's the flight plan. It has, as you can see, it's got the alternate or the ETP information. It has a lot of routes loaded along, or alternates along the flight, and it has the route. All I have to do is hit the load button, and it will load in. It actually did it without crashing this time, which is really pretty cool. Anyway, just a very easy way to load things. Okay, behind the scenes, I've cleared that route out of Jepp FD Pro. As I mentioned, I have made some progress in figuring out this XML schema. You can open up the CRF file in Notepad, which I'll show you how I actually generated what you just saw. In the meantime, I've been able to isolate out the ETOPS information and build that with my Jepp page. If you get an email, it will email it to you. Here it is. And it's going to load all the ETOPS information. Now, I don't have the route in there. I don't have the alternates. This is where I need Jeppson's help to be able to do this. Okay, so I'm going to load this in. And you'll notice I have the ETOPS information. Of course, I just have origin and destination, but now I can build on that. And I'm going to copy and paste the route. Control A, Control C, back to Jepp FD, Control V, and this should load my route. Now I've got the route, and I'm going to take one more step, go back to the HTML page my site generates. I'm going to go to alternates, select the aircraft type, which type of alternates, and I've already created the list, but I just hit the green button to create the list. It gives me 55 alternates. This is no problem in Jepp FD 8.3. It quite often crashes 8.5. So I'm going back in, try to paste the alternates and see what happens. You see the alternates start to populate. It's not extremely fast, and then it crashes. So I'm going to hit the off button and then come back in just a second. Okay, I've done a little cheating just like they do in those baking shows where you see them stick the cake in the oven and then they pull it out just a minute or two later. I actually had to cheat and load from that original file that I built last night because every time I try to paste all those alternates, it is crashing, but as you can see, it does handle them once they're in there. That's a separate issue. But the way I built the original file was once I had the ETOPS and the route, I went to plotting info and I hit export, and that will allow you to save it as a file. So this is all an XML file. You can open up such a file in Notepad and see how it's generated, how it's structured. But the route and the alternates piece has data that is not in the flight plan. However, currently, Jeppson is working on an XML format to allow the flight plan to be scanned from a QR code. I'm suspicious that this data in the XML format may be just a little bit too dense for a QR code. However, if this could be generated right here and loaded into a file, that would allow me to do what I just demonstrated at the beginning. And this is where I need Jeppson's help and perhaps Delta's help to put a little pressure on Jeppson to give me that help. Notice here I have just the route in plain text. I've got the alternates, just a list of the airports. And if you go into look at one of these CRF files, you'll see there's quite a bit of information that there's no way to access, and I haven't broken the code, although I haven't quite given up on that. Now the capability that I really wish Jepp FD had was the capability of supporting a special URI. We're looking at my iPad now, and I just want to show you what I can do in ForeFlight. I can just simply generate a link with a root on it. There you go. That is that same root, except I just opened it in ForeFlight. You saw how quickly it opened. You saw how quickly it copied in. And also notice how smoothly this rotates. This is the standard that I would like to, well, I would like to see Delta or Jeppesen be able to have this capacity of creating such a link. It's not there now, and it would be really cool. Thank you very much.